I know that we've changed our focus as far as looking at different measurements. Changing focus from where we didn't care about it a year and a half ago on closing ratios or appointment ratios for e-leads and digital leads, because we focused so heavily on what happened when they walked in. And now it's, what are we missing? Because I know at our dealerships, I don't know if everybody else, but we're almost 3 times to 4 times the digital leads coming in now than walk-in traffic. So that's going to be a real focus of 21, is how do we convert that and how do we become better? Because if not, somebody's going to get it, right?
The new walk-in is the internet lead, and you can't let any of those slip through the cracks. Whereas
so let me ask
you could.
Tyler, on that note, if you have a couple of e-leads or a sales rep is dealing with an e-lead at their desk, active in conversation, and there's a customer that walks through the door and everybody else is busy, and your receptionist or concierge is saying, okay, we need to wait a few minutes. Is your manager still getting up to say, okay, there's a customer in the showroom and the pressure is on to drop what you're doing with the e-lead to take the live customer on the floor? How do you handle that circumstance?
That's a tough balance, because you don't want to keep the people waiting in the showroom. You want to streamline that process, but you don't want to take someone away from, if they're actively engaged with an online customer or an e-lead, right? So if someone's, texting back and forth or doing a walk-around video or something, that's obviously not the person. If you have someone who maybe just sent a reply email, that's probably the person you're going to want to have greet that customer in the showroom, because, again, it's a tough balance between not wanting to go dark with the person that you may have been texting with, and also not leave that person in the showroom, because they also might not understand that everyone is actively working. They might think they're being ignored, which is the other thing you don't want in this age of Google reviews. The last thing you want is someone walking around for 5 minutes and leaving.
Yeah, and say nobody looked after me or nobody said hello. So, and I find that this happens at the Lexus store that I'm at quite often, because we all know the amount of e-leads we're getting, as you alluded to, and fewer walk-ins, and we also have to manage the appointments and manage the customer flow. And if everyone is sitting with a client and 2 or 3 people are, responding to e-leads and sending out proposals, which are, on the other hand, they're expecting to arrive within that hour or within a few minutes, and there's a customer standing there, there's got to be a process, and I think this is one of the...
I think the manager has to go grab the customer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And, so, it can't be the age of, okay, well, I'm still a manager, I'm just going to sit behind my desk, or, there has to be communication. And maybe if you explain to the client, the one that walked in, what's going on, I'm sure they'll understand, because they shop online too, right? So it's just a matter of communication, I think, and is where sometimes the breakdown is.
And making sure you're managing their expectations. Like, nothing bothers me more when, if the customer does have to wait, and your receptionist tells them, okay, somebody's going to be with you in 2 minutes, when it's actually going to be 15, well, now you're giving us a customer because you didn't manage their expectations properly, because they're expecting somebody to be there in 2 minutes, right? So if it's going to be 10 minutes, tell them, hey, actually, with COVID, we're short-staffed right now. We have a reduced staff or reduced hours, whatever it is. It's actually going to be 10 minutes until somebody's available for you.
I think it's fair to say they're just responding to some current client inquiries. And
those are customers too, right?
Yeah, exactly. There's valuable customers too.